Be blessed by the divine. On behalf of Sky Yoga Online English Meditation Group, I am Professor G.K. Bharati, welcoming you all to today's special lecture program. Today is a special day, isn't it? How? Because on every Sunday, we have, apart from meditation, Kayakalpa yoga and simplified physical exercises, we have special lecture by some special speakers, isn't it? Today also, we are going to enjoy a special lecture by a special speaker. And today's speaker is Professor Mahadevi Balachandar. She is from Chicago, USA. Apart from having an engineering degree, she has MSc Sky Yoga degree too. Her quest to find a solution to the suffering of people, human beings, that has led her into our Guru Vethathiri Maharishi's Sky Yoga. She plays a vital role in Sky Bus Group, USA, that is the program devised by USA Center to teach yoga to kids. She is very much service oriented and she loves spreading Vethathiriyam in and around her locality. We have such a wonderful personality today to speak amongst us. Welcome, Professor Mahadevi Balachandar. Dear friends, are you all happy? Anybody have any worries? Yes, I could see someone whispering that they have some worries. Who has no worries? Even if we don't have worry, we just start worrying. Why we don't have any worry at all, isn't it? And so we are all eagerly awaiting to hear a special lecture today on the topic eradication of worries. How we can eradicate our worries. Let's listen to Professor Mahadevi Balachandar. Welcome, Professor Mahadevi Balachandar, ma'am. The floor is yours. Ma'am, Mahadevi, ma'am, are you there? Hello.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I think you have another phone also nearby. That's why it's echoing, I feel.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Bharati, ma'am, for your kind introduction. That was so wonderful, and I'm very grateful for you. And thank you for the wonderful meditation, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Please give me a moment to share my screen, and I will start from that.
Yes, sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. May all the aspirants, by the grace of divine power, will all enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, and wisdom and peace. May our Guru be always with us. Be blessed by the divine. Today, we are going to look into the spiritual discourse of eradication of worries, given by our beloved Guru, Sri Yogiraj Vethathiri Maharishi. First of all, what are worries? It's a lack of confidence that comes in the way of the ability to face or solve any problems, physically or mentally. So worries are born when desires are not fulfilled, when anger falls to find expression upon ourselves. Worries are kind of psychological problems. Even Maharishi says it's a psychological begging. Let's see about that in our later course. So what happens when worries keep on piling up? It drains our energy, much like a pulley drawing water from a well. It drains a lot of energy from us. Let's see the reasons behind worries. It's the mismatch or difference between expectations and reality. Need, what we need and what resources we have. And a conflict between one's own ideas and opinions and those of the others' opinions and feelings. And also the wrong calculations. Let's see in detail how the reasons are compiled. First of all, we have to think about the greatness of Almighty, the divine force, who has evolved as a whole universe from the primordial state. In this order of evolution, nobody is left without anything for them to suffer or worry. There's no reason for suffering or worrying in men. Because of not understanding the greatness of nature, potential provided within man, and because of the lack of understanding the right way of thinking. So man creates the insufficiency mentally. So there's the worry. First of all, we have to know what is worry. When you feel lack between stock and need, you are worrying. When you feel conflict between your opinion and others' opinion, you are worrying. When you find the difference between the expectation and achievement, you feel worry. In this way, whatever it may be, it is relating. When you expect more and more, then naturally, whatever has to come, that comes. You cannot get a satisfaction because there's no mistake in the nature. The law of nature is whatever you do, accordingly the result has to come. Sometime it may come late or it may come quickly. The time matters. Without knowing all these, imaginarily we are expecting more and more. Never our expectations come as we expect. In the expectations, there are 4 dimensions. They are justification of need. Number 2, justification of quality. Number 3, justification of quantity. And number 4, justification of time. All the 4 will never match as we expect. So there will be a difference between expectations and reality because you have conditioned your mind only to that effect of your expectation. Fixed mindset. Even though you get whatever really you needed, you cannot get the satisfaction. You proceed all the happenings in this way. We create insufficiency in our life. But God is great. When comparing with God and man, God is totality, man is a fraction. He is ruling over the whole universe with universal magnetic field. You are working with a biomagnetic field. But both are linked together. So whatever fraction that's we demand, the totality supplies. Never it fails. So now, first of all, we have to understand the 4 dimensions. Let's see that in detail with an example. Let's see, one is purchasing a lottery ticket. He's thinking he will get $30,000. Many times he's thinking and creating an imprint in his mind. Whatever the thought may be to get imprint, several thousands of cells had to combine and create an imprint of the thought by a line of action. It stores, it records. So once you think, always our magnetic field is charged. It has to be exhausted, through which it will get exhausted. So in the process of exhaustion and consumption, it has to come out through our body. In what way we have diverted, we have spent the reality the same way that will go. So it will induce the same thought, same imprint, same is reflected again and again through words and actions. All are coming in the same way. Therefore, in the expectations, there should be no imaginary expectation. Avoid imaginary expectations. But why? For example, we have purchased the ticket, $30,000 profit is expected. This comes under the justification of need, the number 1 point. You need money, right? That's why we bought the lottery ticket. But you need money without working. That's the number 2 justification of quality. You need in such and such quantity, means $30,000. That's the justification of quantity. And you need in such and such time, that's the justification of time. So will it be possible? Even though some people are getting the amount, that may be less beneficial or even more, or it will be completely lost in time. So another method Maharishi explains, he is telling like a son is requesting father for a car, to buy a car for him. But father is saying that I'm driving you to the school, then why do you need a car by yourself, son? But son keeps on demanding. He says, I need it. So there is a difference in the justification of need here. Then later on, father also accepts. He says, one of his friend is offering a used car for sale for minimum amount. But the son says, no, I want a new car for me. This is a justification of quantity. Then father wants to spend money in different way for other needs for everybody in the family to run, right? So, but then because of his son's demand, he accepted. And then let's go on to the third point. He says, I will put a driver for you, so you'll be safer. But this son says, no, I want to drive by myself. This is a difference in the justification of quality. And then he says, by next month, I will buy you. But the son says, no, I want it right now. So here comes the conflict in the justification of time. So always there is a conflict. So whatever comes, we have to accept. We have to develop the power of acceptance. Because always the result will come according to the nature. How nature is God. It's the action of God. All the moments are the Leela of God. So whatever you do, accordingly, everything has to come. But God will not come directly. Through some proper person, it has to come to you. So we have to do the thing, do the action, and then we'll get whatever we want. If we analyze all our worries, the preconcept of some expectations, that is, my son should not do this. He should do only medical or engineering or something like that. There's a preconcept, a fixed expectation. Whether it is bad or good, that's not known. Or my wife or my husband or some other person, the plan for others' deeds. So many times, many people in this life planning for others' deeds. For suppose in a family, there are 4 or 5 people. Each one is planning for other 4. Instead of that, if we ourselves think about 5 people in the family, what best I can do to help them? What capacity I have to develop to help them, to improve them for better? In what way I can help? If this thought is created and developed, there will be no conflict or no worry. Worry comes when you fix your mind at some level, at some point. Then whatever comes, you cannot get satisfied. If at all, if you want to have a satisfied life, you have to avoid worry. We need to avoid and put a practice, like one way to avoid the expectation with everybody in my family. But here arises another question. Can I not expect my kids to get 80% mark or above that? Yes, you can expect, but it should not be an imaginary expectation. It's true that if he gets 80%, he will go to the nice college. That's all right. But what should we do? We can only be supportive. We should not fix the mind expecting the same 80 mark. Then we'll get disappointment, right? But we have to induce him to study. And at the same time, we have to help him to create an environment to be supportive always for him to study. This is the proper way. Even though he gets a 60 marks, all right, whatever he has tried, he got. How can you expect more than he deserves or worth? So if the expectation is not there, the result comes according to the law of nature. It comes according to the effect and motive and work we have put. So naturally, whatever comes, be ready to accept. Develop the power of acceptance. After acceptance, then what to do with it? You do your plan and do your duties. In this way, if you avoid expecting in anything, you are not going to lose anything. This is the main point. Like, because of expecting, we are not going to gain anything more, or we are not going to lose anything less. Whatever has to come, it will come. It won't stand on the way only by imaginary expectations. You are not going to get anything more, so that is useless. That is worthless. Mentally, you become weak, and finally, the expectations makes a man beggar in the society. It's kind of a psychological beggar. Because even though you want to think of getting, you get it. Next time, your thought of expectation, go higher. I thought to get $10,000. It came. Oh no, I should have thought to get $20,000. At one point, you lose whatever you want. At one point, you lose whatever you need to get. So the imaginary expectation is only making the people more and more getting conflict and worry. So, first of all, the law of nature is whatever we have done, it has to come only through our deeds, our actions. It is the law of nature. Deed means you're moving the things, you're moving the people. So, by the way, contacting the result comes. Everything is having its own consciousness. Timely, that will blossom into present. That is, from smallest particle of the greatest sun, from one cell living organism to sixth sense man, the consciousness is revealed and perfectly working. So when you move with anything, automatically the result has to come. According to our efficiency and motive, the result will definitely come. So whatever we want, we have to think whether my need is all right, my desire is all right, how to get it. You plan it and work for it and get it. This is the karma yoga. So in this way, we'll avoid any mental stress, the incapability or the lack of self-confidence or anxiety or fear. Also, there are proven examples like physical ailments comes out of worries. And then impurities in the mind, confusion, and the problems get aggravated in life. We have worries, the different types, like they are mental traps and they are like the poisons. You know, the 10 different ways of poisons are anger, vengeance, jealousy, hatred, greed, inordinate sex desire, boastfulness, disclaim, fear, power craze. So what it will affect? It affects the mental and physical strength. Besides, efforts go waste or energy goes waste, fails to find success in life. And instead, they develop blood pressure, indigestion, peptic ulcers, headache, breathlessness. Problems are different from worries. You can lead a life free of problems. Problems are unavoidable in life. It's like a chain reaction, avalanche. It never ends, but we cannot worry for all the problems. Worries arise as problems affect the mind. One should learn to solve problems. Maharishi is going to show us the way to eradicate the worries, to solve the problems. We have to create the ability to think, plan it, constantly put awareness on it, and introspect. So that's the karma yoga. Within your action, you can realize, understand the existence of functions and grace of Almighty. Whatever you do, the result comes. The result is the presence of Almighty. You're eating food, already you have provided with the capacity to digest. But when you eat more than that, you're losing your health, indigestion. Within your action, you're disturbing the natural rhythm provided for you, provided within you. So we have to understand our action and result, consider the consequences and plan accordingly. What I want, what am I doing? What will I get? So introspection. If I want this and that, what way I have to do? This is the plan. And according to the plan, if you do it, your awareness is there. Wherever your awareness is there, there's the presence of Almighty. Thinking and awareness is good result oriented, righteous, constant awareness is the presence of Almighty. Again, good outcome oriented, righteous, constant awareness, consciousness is the presence of Almighty. At the same time, whatever we want to get or enjoy, that should not be at any cost of others. If any achievement or enjoyment will be on the cost of others, inflicting pains and miseries to others, that also will lead to worry, problem, miseries, pains. In the twofold moral culture, we have the thumb rule: we should not give pain to others physically or mentally. So this is the way we have to avoid worry. If you really want a satisfied, contented, successful, blissful life, then we have to take this for practice for 1 week. Like, I don't want to expect that anything from anybody, even from my wife, from my husband, or from my kids, or from my siblings, or from my parents, or from my friends, or from my colleagues, subordinates. But I want to work. I have to work and get it. What I want, accordingly, I have to work and get it. In Stephen Covey says, start with the end in your mind. What I want to achieve, you start with that. You plan with that. So accordingly, I have to work and get it. When you think and do like this, you feel rich, the rich mindset. Because whatever you need, whatever you desire, it's up to your capacity and up to your efficiency. It's up to your perfection. It's up to your consistency. So whatever you're having from this, you're going to have it. You have to give it to others. Here, the rich feeling will always give satisfaction. Expectations will lead to disappointment. Always put you as a beggar. Hence the worry. That's the deficiency. Worry will make the person disappointed, make the mind weaker. Weaker and weaker. Worry will exhaust our biomagnetic field very much. Man proposes, God disposes. Therefore, all the parts of our body, brain, heart, lungs, stomach, kidneys, also gets disturbed. So we should not give way to worry. Whatever we want, accordingly, we are having something. We have to avoid if, then, if I have to be happy, then I want this. No, not the fixed mindset. We think if we get such and such thing, if I buy a house, then this will be all right. But how to get it? If it is imaginary, then we have to stop. Whatever we are having from this, how can we imagine? If you think, be brave, there comes the intuition from the superconscious state of mind. If we go there, God is ready to help us. When you go forward 1 step, God comes towards you 10 steps. In this way, you get a solution at once. And the solution also is very good. Even at his old age, Vethathiri Maharishi puts on the light or does his work without demanding anybody. He works silently. Like, for example, when I am sitting in the sofa, I will ask my son or my daughter, can you switch on the light? Can you switch on the fan? Can you give me the remote? Can you do this? Can you do? But even in his old age also, Vethathiri Maharishi does his work by himself. If he wants the room to be lit up, he goes himself and lights up the room. So that's how we need to learn from Maharishi's live example. So in this way, you get a solution at once. When we connect with God, God gives us the solution in the right way. And the solution is also very good. So in this way, first we have to practice avoiding expecting and also improving our capacity to that effect. That's how. Essential for eradicating worries are to develop the knowledge regarding the laws of nature and awareness regarding the principles of cause and effect, and improvement in thinking abilities. Improve the self-confidence, improve the courageousness, brave and kindness. And then unstinting efforts, consistent efforts. This is how we can develop the capabilities. And then to avoid worries, we have to avoid magnifying the problems, that imagination. And then avoid interfering in others' affairs. And not to avoid responsibilities. No, third is always be ready to help others. Helping others will bring whole world as friend to you. Helping others will bring whole world as friend to you. So how much friends around you, that much is your wealth, that much is your happiness. So beyond that, without knowing all these, we have created so many problems in our life. They have come, and then we have to solve all the problems. There's a formula to think of a problem and give the decision, whatever the problem may be. If you assess and take a decision and follow up the method of achievement, then whenever the same worry or problem comes to your mind, never you give such heaviness or weight or importance to that worrying thought, because already you have decided to be light. Therefore, you have to take a decision over all the problems you're having. For that, you have to make a statement, write down all the problems, and then categorize. So worries, come in the way of spiritual, worries will get rid in the way of spiritual progress. Worries and duty consciousness. Worries are different from duty consciousness. Problems should not be ignored for the sake of avoiding worries. Escapism is not at all a good solution. There are 4 types of worries. We have to categorize it. Like first, number 1, problems cannot be solved. Problems to be faced. That is to be faced. Example, chronic ailments, death of a family person or friends, insolvency, cyclones, natural disasters, floods. Problems cannot be solved. Then number 2, problems, if I neglect, nothing will happen. Automatically the problem will solve. Problems to be ignored. Example, others' comments, jealousy remarks, and actions. Number 3, problems to be kept in abeyance, like postponement of the problem for some time. By nature or by the society, it will automatically get resolved by itself. For example, daughter's marriage or employment of a son. It will automatically get resolved when you give some time and you have taken actions, but it will resolve by itself. Then number 4, some problem, if I don't take steps immediately, will become worse. So at once I have to solve this. Problems to be solved immediately. Example, settling of debts, need for surgery, partition of property, like that. So these 4 headaches, we have to work out all the problems we are having. For example, one is having a son or a daughter with a polio attack. Worrying over this will not help. We have several works to do, several services to do. We have to lead the life. We have to maintain our health. So we have to do our services. So that father should not worry, that mother should not worry. They have got a lot of things to do, a lot of services in and outside the family. They have to maintain their health. So among all these, we have to accept the problem. And this is God has given. Unless I have done some karmas, this will not come for a child. Why the children are becoming like this? Because during the pregnancy, for example, a man is a drunkard. Sorry about that. For example, we are seeing the first example of the problems to be faced. So why the children are born like that? So Maharishi explains when a person is drunkard, or if he takes some chemicals or something like that, or the planetary positions on a full moon day or a no moon day, or that time if they try to conceive, then these things will happen. So we have to avoid. So what our ancestors have done, made those days very, very rituals, like for spiritual prayers. No scientific explanation was given, so people started neglecting the science. Then this the mind of father and mother is not peaceful or calm at that time. So going to the cinema with all the atrocities, that will also affect our mind. So parents should know how to get a good child. Even the small mistake will lead to a big worry. So it's the compilation and accumulation of mountain of karmas. Then one small thing added, then it bursts out. For example, in a scale, to maintain balance, gradually the weight of a sugar or a salt will be added to the other side of the scale, balancing weight. So it gets imprinted eventually, and outcome comes. Thinking of all of these, we have to accept. Who can question God? So if it is already 950 grams achieved, and when 50 gram of sugar is added, then immediately the big thing gets bursted out. It blasts off, and we think, what I did very small thing, and what's the result have come? No, it's the aftermath that we don't know many times. In Mahabharatam story also, I have seen an example, like there is a character named Sisubalan, and he used to curse Lord Krishna for everything. And but Krishna has given him a chance, 100 peacock feathers he will give to him because of his mother's prayer. So he'll give 100 chances. For the 100th chance, then he will be thrown out. He will not know that, Sisupalan will not know that his chance is getting over. But suddenly he searches for the peacock's feathers. It is all done by that now, and he's done. So we know not the karma of the previous births, right? So enduring worries cannot be rectified. And then number 2, the insulting words, right? That we have to neglect it. We have to ignore it, right? Let it be. My ears are closed now. I am deaf for this person. I don't want to listen to them. I don't give much importance to them. And we'll go on to the number 3, that timely it will be solved. When we postpone, it will be solved automatically by time. When it comes, the daughter's marriage will be done on a sudden manner, within 1 week time. It will be solved in 1 day when the time comes. You do your action, but if the marriage is delayed, then there's a reason for it. So by suddenly, when the time comes, it will be solved in 1 day. So timely, it will be solved by nature or by society or by itself. Then the problems to be solved immediately. Like the example we saw, the clearing of the debts, right? If a person has 4 houses, got mortgage, and the rent is not coming, or it's not enough, or but the interest of the mortgage loan is also increasing. So what he has to do, he has to sell a house and clear the loan first. This, if there is any ailment in the body, it has to be cleared through doctor as soon as possible. If this is how you settle down your problems, plan accordingly lighter. You'll become lighter and lighter and lighter. Avoid expecting. You may not expect for others to do in your way. Everybody has the right to do things. Everybody has the right to be free in their life. Like, we have to respect their freedom, their own way of thinking, their own feelings, their own opinions. You have to respect their own experience. How can one be a victim or slave to your thought? That's what Maharishi is asking us. We have to respect their desire, their freedom. We cannot impose any of our thought to like a command or order. Like, we have to respect the opinion and feelings. You turn it this way, like, what best I can do? How can I help? What can I do to make it better? What a change in your personality will fill up the gap. You become rich and rich and rich, will become an offerer, a helping hand. Become handsome, beautiful. You give hand to somebody to help, and that's how you become handsome. Birth is only for death. Man born only to die. Everybody has come with a written ticket. Date also has date also be given, but ticket is hidden. Before that, what best can I do? You can do wonders to the society. You can make a harmonious, happy, peaceful home. If you don't do it, the consequences will come. Whatever the way already you are rolling down, the same way you will do. Because the nature is, whatever we store, it gets reflected, it gets projected. So if we turn it in a better, right way, for betterment, benevolence of all, then the new path is taken. You will do. The problem with the mankind always with same imprints, bad imprints, unwanted, going to the same imprints in action, that is habits, the same imprints. Same time. So now we have to think and get a change. How is it possible? What capacity man is having? How to increase that capacity? If you realize that we are the fractions of God, we have the full potential to face our problems. With this, I would like to say, like, there is a tool called knowledge. The gravity of any problem increases when emotions are allowed to overwhelm the mind. When seeking solutions, man is incapable of bringing completely free of problems. Where one ends, another crops. A person may imagine that all his problems have come to an end with the marriage of a daughter, but he is only deluding himself. Many others may be in the offing. People believe that achieving anything like buying a property or constructing a house puts paid to all their problems. But the truth is different. Where one ends, another is ready to raise its ugly head. Problems abound in life with no end in sight. Solutions to all problems are available in nature. Knowledge, as well as the ability to think lucidly and act, brings problems to an end. Every individual is born with the knowledge and skills to face problems in life. It lies with him to delve deeply and find the acumen and skills essential to face the problems with fortitude. Your mind is God's work. You have to understand karma and law of nature. Develop confidence, develop blessing. No suffering, no cursing, only blessing. Even for the nations, some collective poison comes from the minds of people. This special spiritual discourse Maharshi was giving in Korea. So his aspirants are asking questions, and I have learned a lot from that. I want to share with that with you. One aspirant is asking, like, why nations cannot expect their people to be effective. Maharshi says, like, what happened? Japan did all the atrocities in Second World War, but after that, what happened to Japan? We all know, right? There is a subjective phenomenon more people don't understand. No suffering or painful thoughts, the wave theory, right? So disappointments makes the person psychological beggar, insufficiency, imagining. Even with God, ஈசனோடு ஆயினும் ஆசை விடுமின் கால். He's omnipresent. He knows everything. By asking or by breaking coconuts or doing some rituals, no, it's not going to benefit. Only praying God through subtle frequency is having some benefit. Mind is ready to work for it. Mind gets strength, and mind strength gives the power to accept and do it and get it. It's a kind of do and get policy. If there is, like, each one has to do their duty, under duty, working their plan and expecting, like, even the companies, they expect employees to work for them to achieve their goals. They have a plan of action. They plan, and they hire employees, and they give salary. On the very first day, are we getting monthly salary? No, there is a confirmation, and there is a transformation to become a permanent one. And then we'll get the salary and the benefits like that. So what you want, how much you want, and how much capacity you're having. Your desire is a development of, your desire has to be in the development of consciousness to attain enlightenment. Because that's the only Puranam, that's the only plenum, the complete one. So you will be satisfied, you will achieve the satisfaction. Instead, if it is in the material world, then you will plead for more and more and become greedy, imaginary expectation in the society. For example, the stock market business, it's a imaginary expectation. One day it goes double, and the next day it comes down without working. So another woman aspirant, she is asking a question to Maharishi in the question and answer session. With that, we'll conclude our speech. Like, so she says she's worried for her family members or friends if they go out for work or college or like that. Something will happen to them if they go out for her work. So Maharishi says, from this day onwards, go with a practical experience. How many times her daughter, she has come very safe. Unless you keep your experience stock, strengthened, who is to help you? We have to help ourselves. We have to train our mind, regulate our mind for a change, for good, and to get the satisfaction. All these days, he has come very safely. Like she was asking about the accidents, and she was worrying about the cooking accidents, like that. So you don't imprint the bad or unwanted things. March says to her to change for good and improve that thought again and again. Enjoy those experience where her daughter cooked very safely, where her husband came home very safely. We increase the weight for that thought, positive thought, and keep working, keep praying, keep believing. So result or cause will not differ. How we are putting it to action, according to that, the effect comes. When we clap, the sound comes. The sound is not created by us. So many times think of it all. Actions, after effect, is it God's action? Is it good result? Is it a good outcome? So everybody has to understand the three subjective phenomena, how Almighty God works, unified force is evolved, then the life force, the biomagnetic field. Whatever you think, it gets imprinted, that is stored, which is reflected again and again, projected, which will be no motion in the universe without magnetic force. That's a mega net magnet. That's even computer can work through electricity magnetic field. So like that, how such magnetism works in the universe and how such magnetism works in our body, how to connect it, how to utilize it, how to streamline it. We have to know, man has to know. So like if you want to ride a boat in the river, you should know how to drive it. Seeing others driving, oh, I want to go, I want to go, I will also drive, means what will happen? To think in this thought imposed by others, situations, their habits, have to change, regulate. Can you deny the existence of the tree in a seed? The blueprint, can any scientist can show the blueprint of the tree from a seed? They know not what the tree is going to come from the seed. How many branches, how many fruits it's going to give. So any science has to be understood by mind and consciousness. With this great thought, we'll eradicate our worries, practice not to expect anything from anybody for any reason. And then we have to overcome by putting this practice into effort and understand the law of nature, get good health, physical health and mental health, give importance and to others' opinions and feelings, adjustment, tolerance and sacrifices to maintain peace and harmony, avoid, ignore negative people, greedy, jealousy, consider consequences, do the introspection of moralizing our desires, what we want, how can we achieve, do the plan action. Seek them, like seek their wealth, fame. Yeah, you can work. You want to work. You want to gain more money. Yes, that's for living. Seek them through service, duty, sacrifice. The fame will come through sacrifice and virtuous existence. So problems multiply or get magnified when approached in an emotional state of the mind that will deplete our energy physically and mentally. We cannot think properly. We cannot connect with the God and understand the solution, the intuition, the tuition within ourselves. So they are the really great ones who remain above the turbulent waters of problems, allowing them to rise and disappear in time. For that time matters, we have to develop the mind strength. In this way, we'll tabulate, categorize our problems, worries, and practice. Then analyze how problems can be solved during earlier occasions. Trikal Jnanam, act to solve problems that require immediate attention. Take care of the others according to their priorities, prioritizing. We are Kundalini yogis. We are so blessed by our Maharishi. We have realized ourself and the higher self, the divine state. We have come from the highest state of the peace and lives with accordingly the tenets of morality, duty, and charity, practicing the art of Manavala Kale. Has no reason to face worries. If you do exercise physical body fitness comes. And then Agatavam, Agataivu, meditation and introspection. Every day, the maintain silence. Then do Kayakalpa yoga for a life force. All will improve our capacity to face, the power to face, the power to adapt, the power to tolerate, and the power to decide, the power to change, the power to accept, the power to face, then power to withdraw from others jealousy thoughts, and power to act. Finally, Thiruvalluvar says, they alone escape the anxieties of the mind who seek refuge in the fearless one. With remembrance of God, doing service for ourselves and to others will eradicate worries. With this, I conclude and wish everyone a blissful, peaceful, harmonious life. Thank you for the opportunity. Because of this, I researched a lot about Maharishi's speech and question answers. That has given more answers for me to develop and apply in my life. Thank you really for the opportunity. Thank you for listening. May our Guru's grace be always upon us. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you, Professor Mahadevi Balachandran. That was indeed an excellent lecture. You have just explained about this eradication of worries, as our Maharishi has said, and that is very, very excellent, very wonderful it was. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your time and coming to Zoom to explain these things. Thank you so much. Dear friends, if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand. We will unmute you. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. and evening 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we have Turiya meditation. Every day we have meditation, different types of meditation is being done on different days. Kindly do participate and enjoy the bliss. And every Sunday we have special lectures. Please do participate in large numbers. Ma'am, shall we conclude?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. Much, I am so.
It was very nice, very nicely explained. You've taken so much pain to just give very nice examples. That was very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
And thank you, all dear participants. Let's meet again next week for a special lecture. Thank you all. Be blessed by the divine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.